Everyone. So I thought I would do another coronavirus reading. A lot of the things in my previous reading have come true. So I thought we would work on it from here. What I'm really wanting to know is, do people develop an immunity to it? Because that's a hot topic right now, and we really don't know if that's true or not. I would guess it is true, but it seems like there's cases where people are getting reinfected. And so we just really don't know. So I thought we would ask that. If you haven't watched my previous coronavirus reading, you should probably watch it. It was interesting the way it all turned out. It did say we'd be on lockdown and quarantine. Of course, we are. Most of us are anyway. Some of the places are getting ready to lift the quarantines. And it did have one card that actually had animals in it. And now we realize that coronavirus is transmitted through animals too. So let's see what it has to tell us today, because that's interesting to see if maybe we get some insights. Really want to know if once you get it, you're good and you won't get it again. Be the best case scenario. I'm also going to ask a question about if it's going to mutate, because I think most viruses do, and maybe we'll ask what the outcome of that will be if it looks like a yes. So first of all, if you haven't watched me read, I run my hand over my cards and I ask the question, and then I get a warm feeling, kind of a magnetic sensation of the card that I feel is the one. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll flip them over and we'll go from there. If you don't want to watch this part and want to get right to the reading, skip about halfway through the video and it'll start. So I'm going to go ahead and ask, do people develop an immunity to the coronavirus? Do people develop an immunity to the coronavirus? A lot of readers say you can't ask yes or no questions, and I used to believe that too when I was learning. I don't believe it anymore because I do it all the time and I get the answer. So you'll see. You'll see the card. It definitely has a yes or a no to it, a story behind it often. Do people develop an immunity to the coronavirus? Okay, I got my answer right here. So that is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is an awfully sneaky card. It looks like this person is taking something and sneaking away with it. You can see two swords have been left behind, but he's got 5 in his bag. So that says to me, yes, to some degree. I see that the majority of people will develop an immunity to it, but I'm also seeing that there's something about some people, the minority, that they don't, and that they can get it again. So majority is going to be okay. Majority is going to kind of get away with it, right? They're going to develop their immunity. But there's going to be this minority here, for whatever reason, that can develop the virus again. And I guess let's just ask why that is. Why can some people develop the virus again? Because I was really thinking I was just going to get a yes or a no, but it looks like there is more to this story than what we know right now. So why is it? And tarot can only tell us so much. There's not cards with body parts on them or real in-depth medical explanations. But I have gotten some hints. So let's see if it can give us hints of why that is that some people cannot develop an immunity. Why can some people not develop an immunity? I have something in here. So let's pull these out and see which card it is. Why can some people not develop an immunity? Why can some people not develop an immunity? I'm going to pull these out of there. It's one of these two. It may be both of them. Why can some people not develop an immunity? Okay, I'm going to pull both of these. They're equally kind of talking to me. These are very, very close. I'll show it to you. It's the King of Swords and the Emperor. And
So these cards look a lot alike, right? And their personalities are actually a lot alike too. So it's telling me something about these personalities. King of Swords, I'll just describe what he's like. He's very intellectual. The sword is thoughts. And he is a person who uh, definitely thinks before he acts. He thinks everything out. He has a plan. He's got not only a plan A, but he's got his plan B and maybe a plan C at that. The King of Swords, he's very decisive and he's very, he can be opinionated a little bit. He's definitely got his way of thinking and a way of that things are right. So King of Swords often reminds me of an engineer, one that when if you know engineers, they have a way of doing things. They have a certain, uh, even everyday things, they can have just a very precise way of doing things where people without that mindset just don't think like that. So I'm seeing that person. Now let's move over to the Emperor, because the Emperor is very much like the King of Swords. He's a leader. Both of these people are kind of leaders. They're mature. And so I think mature is a factor. Something maybe to do when you're older. The Emperor, again, is a ruler. So he's a leader. He's very, the Emperor rules in a way that he like similar to the King of Swords can be, this is the way it is and this is the way it's going to be. um, he can be more forceful in his leadership. So if I was to say to look at these two cards and say, why do some people not develop an immunity, I'm going to say it has something to do with their age, definitely, because these are both older men. Could have something to do with being male too. It seems like coronavirus does have from what I've heard, a harsher effect on males. And it may have something to do, I do think it has something to do with the way we age as to why some people don't develop immunity. Something that maybe changes in the body as you age. That's kind of what I'm seeing. That as you grow older, there are changes in the body. I want to find out what these two little, I don't even know what these are, but those little circle things are, there's one, both of them are holding them. So I'm going to look that up too. I don't know what these are, but I'll put it in the comments if I think it's significant. I just noticed that both of these cards are so similar and they both have that little circle thing. And I'm not sure if it's, well, I don't know what it is. I'm going to look it up and see. But I think it has something to do with age for sure, that maybe changes in the body as we age make it so that some people cannot, are more susceptible to it again. I don't know why that is, but that's what I'm seeing. It's going to be the older population that's more susceptible to it again. Interesting. Okay, well, that's my reading for coronavirus. Very interesting virus. And it does look like most people can develop immunity. Maybe the older people for some reason can't. And we'll figure that out, I hope, with science. All right, everybody, take care.